الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهديه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، حياكم الله my sisters. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن شاء الله you're well. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. ربنا علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما، اللهم آمين. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا، وإنك تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam was giving a wasiyah to one of the Sahaba, so he told him, "Wa'lam, wa'lam, and know, أن النصر مع الصبر." نصر مع الصبر. What does nasr mean? What does sabr mean? Are we familiar with these two words? وَعْلَمْ أَنَّ النَّصْرَ مَعَ الصَّبْرِ. I will write in the text if you want to have a look. النصر مع الصبر. What does النصر mean? What does الصبر mean? And as well, he told him something else I will add, but tell me if you know what nasr is. Tell me if you know what sabr is. Okay, you have two words. You have two words which you gave me one meaning. What is it that means safety, and what is it that it means patience? I'm not sure. Can you please? Okay, sabr is حبس النفس, or containing or controlling oneself, and sabr to hold and not to melt or break down. Okay, أحسنتي Romana, that's really good. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Well done. And that's sabr. What about nasr? What does nasr mean? Nasr is a noun from the verb nasara. Nasara can mean to help, to support. Okay, so the Prophet ﷺ told the Sahabi, told this companion, he was giving him wasiyah. So he said, وَعْلَمْ أَنَّ النَّصْرَ مَعَ الصَّبْرِ. Ma'a is a preposition in Arabic that gives the companionship. So when you have a situation that you have to have sabr, together with it will be what? So wa'lam this is how he's saying it. Wa'lam, wa'lam anna an-nasra ma'a as-sabr. So you are in a situation now that you have to, as our sister here wrote the definition of sabr, to hold, control, not to melt down, not to break down. So you are in a situation that you have to hold. Then in the company of that, there is something coming, which is the ahsanti, the support, the help, the nasr. And then he told him, وَأَنَّ الْفَرْجَ مَعَ الْكَرْبِ, in the same wasiyah, in the same hadith. He told him, وَأَنَّ الْفَرْجَ مَعَ الْكَرْبِ. What is الفرج? الفرج, not الفرج. الفرج مع الكرب. فرج with fatha on the ra. وَاعْلَمْ أَنَّ الْفَرَجَ مَعَ الْكَرْبِ. Faraja. What is faraj and what is karb? Do we know any of the words? When someone say he is or she is in karb, it can express calamity, hardship, unease. Karb can mean all that. It could include pain, but someone in a troubling situation, that is karb. When you are in a situation that has karb, together with it, there is something, which is faraj. What is faraj? Do we know this word, faraj? If you know. Ahsanti. Faraj as well can be is that like an ahsanti, an opening, a way out, a clearance, like the curb that the person is having will be cleared out, will be removed. So together with when you're having the curb and you're troubled, together with it, nearby is the faraj, even if you don't see it, but it's there. And then he told him at the end, salam, he said, وَأَنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. وَأَنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. Together with the usr, which is again can mean hardship, unease, there is a yusr, ease. So I will repeat again. The Rasul said, wa'lam to the Sahabi. He's giving wasiyah. This is how I started the class. I was just sharing this hadith with all of us to remind myself and to remind all my sisters with this hadith before we start talking or reviewing Surat Yusuf. Our Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam was giving a wasiyah to a Sahabi, so he told him, wa'lam anna al-nasra ma'a al-sabr. When you are in a situation to have sabr, nasr is there. وَأَنَّ الْفَرَجَ مَعَ الْكَرْبِ. You have a karb, troubling, some situation that is hard. The faraj, the way out, is close, is near. It's together with it, مَعَ. وَأَنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. And with the usr, there is a yusr coming. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for all of us, Allahumma ameen, and for everyone, every Muslim troubled and in karb, or in a situation that they have to have sabr, or in a situation that they have hardship. Allahumma ameen. So we start reviewing first. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to which is best. We start reviewing what we learned from verse 30, and then inshallah we carry on. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَقَالَ نِسْوَةٌ فِي الْمَدِينَةِ. وَقَالَ نِسْوَةٌ فِي الْمَدِينَةِ. So you have this part. We reached all the way until حُبَّ. So you have this part in your notes. So share with us when you can. وَقَالَ نِسْوَةٌ فِي الْمَدِينَةِ. I was talking about the flow. If you have a flow, because we already spoke about word for word, and a higher class of women, Santi. Higher class can be between brackets. Why? Because it's already understood, even if you don't say higher class. So between brackets, higher class women said, a group of women of high class, again, high class between brackets, again, is understood. Once you read Niswa, you understand that, even if it's not said openly. أحسنتي. Okay. في المدينة in the city, which means the khabar, the news about it happened in Aziz's house, was carried from person to person until it reached those group of Niswa. And we understood from them being in that high, in between brackets, high class, it means that they are close to the ministers, they are maybe the wives or the close family of people in charge in that, like close to the king and all that. So, and we're going to know that later when the king will speak to them later. So what did they say? What did they say? Sorry. امرأة العزيز تراود فتاها عن نفسه. If you have a flow from this that we already discussed, share with us. Okay. And no, there is no end. The wife of Al-Aziz, okay, turawidu, we explained turawidu a few times. So how could you explain turawidu? Try. if it's okay if you missed a word, it's okay if you misunderstand the word, this is when we correct and learn, inshallah. So turawidu, how did we explain turawidu before? The wife is asking, no, the wife is asked herself for the boy. No, it's not asked herself. It's the other way around. Asked her boy servant for himself immorally. Ahsanti. She didn't ask herself. She asked him for himself. So correct that, my sister. So the wife of Aziz asked her boy servant for himself immorally. Subhanallah. Ahsanti. Okay. How do we correct in the Zoom? When you click on the comment you send, there is a way to edit it. So you can edit or you can adjust what you need. Okay, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قَدْ شَغَفَهَا حُبًّا. So we stopped there, and today, inshallah, we'll speak a little bit more about شَغَفَهَا. We explained it, but let's adjust if there is any thing to be adjusted. So قَدْ شَغَفَهَا حُبًّا. Indeed, he touched her heart with love. Okay, Santi. So this is how we explained shagaf. So now today I want to help you a little bit with shagafa. So this is a side note. You don't have to put it in the flow of the verse, just for you to come back later and reflect if you need. Shagafa in Arabic can mean the outer layer of something. So shagaf can be if you have, let's say, if you have a fruit, then the shagafa of the fruit is the outside of it. This is not the only understanding of it in Arabic, like how Arabs used it or use it in general. Because once you reach, why is that? Because once you reach the outer shell of something, you as well can reach the core. So in the tafsir, when you look for the tafsir for shaghafaha hubban, you find some of the tafsirs in Arabic. Of course, I'm talking about the Arabic, not the translation from the tafsir. When you read in the tafsir, some of them will say he touched the ghilaf, the outer layer of her heart, or some of them will say he actually, or the word means he touched the core of the heart. Why? Because if you can reach the outer layer, you can as well reach the core. So don't think they are contradicting. It's just one of them saw it in one way, the other one saw it in a different way. He touched her heart with love, made her passionate. Did we explain made her passionate last time? Touch her heart with love is good. You can add after touched. Actually leave touched as is fine, but made her passionate, I want just to confirm if other sister wrote it. So I correct myself. So my sister is saying like a banana peel, for example. Okay, so the peel is the ghilaf, is the outer layer. The peel is the ghilaf or the outer layer. Ahsanti. Okay, so touched. Okay, so we keep it like that, inshallah. Okay, so just that a side note for shaghafa. So you understand now that shaghafa has a little bit of a depth in it when you want to reflect. قد شغفها حب, total meaning she now loved him, or he touched her heart with love, something like that. But then they continue to say, and now we're going to read that and then reflect as well, share with you what the scholars and other tafsirs said. إِنَّا لَنَرَاهَا فِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. So, inna, if you know any of the words, or if you can read this all in a flow and then we correct, do that. So, inna lanaraha, you have a inna, you have a la, naraha fi dhalalin mubin. So, okay, so inna is not only indeed. All of you are correct. All of you are correct about indeed and for sure. But inna here, it is not, you looked at it as if you saw this. That is what means indeed alone or for sure alone. Yes, my sister, it's indeed we. The alif here is to tell you that there is a we involved together with the inna. So indeed we لنراها. Indeed, again, أحسنتي, there is another indeed. We see her. They're saying we, so now they are putting us, أعوذ بالله, may Allah protect us. They're putting themselves in a place to judge and give a vision about another person, another person's behavior. So indeed we see her, and then في ضلال مبين. في ضلال مبين. في in ضلال مبين, a clear error. She erred. So then if we hear this statement, what is it that they're trying to say? In A, there is a in a clear error. Why A? Because it doesn't have a alif lam. So are they saying what they're saying because they are worried about Imra'atul Aziz and they're sad, أعوذ بالله, that this happened? In other words, are they saying that because they are actually care for Imra'atul Aziz? Okay, so you can sense it's no. Okay, then why is it? And the why is it is mentioned in the next verse, by the way. But I want to see how you hear it. Yes, it's gossip, but what is the purpose of the gossip? There is a purpose. Gossip means a kind of ghaiba, talking about people that are not around and talking about their affairs and their business. That is gossiping, or a type of ghaiba, or maybe leads to ghaiba. But why are they saying that? What is the intention behind saying that? Is it just to say some words? How come she did this? And of course, if you answer yes or no, can you tell from the verse? Where do you see what proves your point, if it's yes or if it's no? So let me repeat my question again. Are they saying what they're saying because they're worried, they're concerned, they have Imra'atul Aziz interest or best interest at heart? The answer is no. Okay, then why is it? And how, when I say why is it, there is a guide in the verse that show you that. Who can find? They're trying to show that they are high class society, and how can she do that? Ahsanti. This is we can see this. It is something to talk about. Is like what our sister said. It's gossip, but there is another purpose behind them saying that, and the purpose is here, and it's going to be mentioned next. So, do you want? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So to show that she is doing something bad, and then what? Why are they doing that? There is always a purpose. When someone mentions something, when you say, by the way, and this is my personal advice to you as my sisters in Islam. No, the shirt is not mentioned, my sister. No, not. It could be the position of Aziz, Allahu A'lam, of Al-Aziz, but personal advice to my sisters in Islam. When someone mentions something, and you think, it's just talk. It is not just talk. It's never just talk. So you see, I would like you to remember this advice next time. First, don't engage in just talk, because it's never just talk. And don't listen to just talk, because it is never just talk. When someone mentions something, there is a purpose behind it, always. Okay, my sisters, you already spoke about that. You said they're talking about her reputation. You said they're gossiping, which is the same thing, talking about her reputation, saying that she is doing something wrong. All that I understood. You're just mentioning it now with different words. I understood. But I'm saying there's still a purpose. How we see the purpose, let me show you, in the word لنراها. لنراها means we're already making a judgment now. Okay? And that judgment is for a reason. So when you tell a story to someone, I'm trying to help you to understand. When you tell a story to someone and they say, I cannot believe that. What is it that they want you to do when you say, I cannot believe, when they say, I cannot believe that? You told them a story and they telling you, no, I can't believe it. So what are you going to do next when they say that? Okay. Allah, ahsanti Romana. Romana got it. Romana got it. Okay. To show a proof. They want you to show a proof. They want you to swear, to show a proof, to go pick your phone and show a picture or a message and so on. So they want now her to prove. They want her to prove that what she did was right. How come she did that? We see it in clear error. We see it in clear error, indeed, from their point of view, means we need a proof. We need to show an evidence. We need to see an evidence. And that is called, let me show you in the next verse, for you to understand why you have to read through the words carefully. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَلَمَّا سَمِعَتْ بِمَكْرِهِنَّ. So let's read slowly and we're going back to the verse, inshallah, in a second. So, فَلَمَّا, what does فَلَمَّا mean? So when سمعت, سمعت, she heard. So it was not just to talk between themselves about what happened and just to mention her reputation and gossip and just talk and then that's it. There was a purpose that this conversation must reach her, and now it actually did. She heard it. But look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called what she heard. It wasn't just talk. It was makr. بِمَكْرِهِنَّ. What does makr mean? That's the word now that describe what we saw in the previous verse. When they said, we need a proof, that is the makr. So when someone leading you to do something by just asking you a question, no, makr doesn't mean evil. My sister, let's not mix the meaning. So shar is evil in Arabic. Shar is evil. Sayyi is something bad. Makr doesn't mean evil. No, that's kaid, my sister. Let's not mix makr and kaid. We're going to see now the difference between makr and kaid. We learned kaid before. Do you have the definition of kaid? My sister Romana, I'm not sure anymore which one you're talking about. Are you confirming the kaid or are you talking about the makr? If you're talking about the makr, plot doesn't work and plan doesn't work. We learned kaid before. What does kaid mean? Just for you to see the difference between makr and kaid. What does kaid mean from previous class? We tried to go through it slowly and understand it. Kaid is an intention or a want to do harm or harm someone with an unseen or untold plan. So there is a plan, and the purpose of this plan is to harm someone. And kaid is much worse than the makr. So no, not only untold. So it's all, if you just say kaid is untold plan, that's not kaid. Because there are so many plans that are not told and they're good. They're not called kaid. Kaid has a negative sense to it. Kaid is an intention, like our sisters here saying, is an intention or a want to harm someone by leading them to a plan that no one said it, or no one or told them about it. So there is a plan, yes, but the plan has a purpose, which is to harm that person. That's what kaid is. Makr is not that. Makr is to ask a question that maybe the other person is, or say a statement that the other person maybe will be triggered to prove something to you because of that question, because of that. It's not a plan. It just has the intention of leading someone to give more information without actually saying, give me more information. So if in other words, you can think of it as sneaking. Someone can be, sometimes we say that for the children. For example, when your child come and say, Mom, can I have your phone for a second? What is that question? Is that kaid or is that makr, which is what we call sometimes cheeky? Can I have your phone for a second? What are you going to say or to do? You already understand. They're not just asking for a phone. There is something they want to do for the phone. Exactly. So makr is like, it's when you compare it to kaid, is not at all like kaid. Kaid is bigger and involve harm. Makr is little bit trying to reach something, but without being direct about it. It doesn't have to have harm with it to the person. Doesn't have. It's just that the person who is asking or requesting will get more benefit. Yeah, something like that. They will get more benefit without actually saying, I want to be benefited. So, Mom, can I have your phone for a second? You say, you're always going to say, why? You're not going to just take it, right? You're going to say why, because that question can reflect that they're trying to do something that maybe you're not usually authorizing, maybe. Or when we used to say, when the child is quiet, what is that? Is this a good sign or a bad sign? You have a 4-year-old, 5-year-old quiet, and you call them and they don't respond. What is that? It's not a good sign. You know that they're busy doing something, maybe it's not good, and they don't want to let you know and alert you about it. So all that falls in the makr. So makr is up to something, exactly. Up to something, but not telling you what is that thing. So there was a makr in their statement. There was a makr in their statement. And what is the makr? That they want now to see the boy servant. How come a boy servant does that? We need a proof. We need to see how this happened. But they didn't say literally, we need to see how this happened. They just made a judgment. This is dalal mubin. So that Imra'atul Aziz can take it as, okay, they're challenging me. They're trying, for example, to tease me to see if this is right or not. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Makrihinna, their makr. So look here how it was translated in English. When she heard their, some of them still said gossip. I think gossip is not the right word for makrihinna. Scheming could be. Look here how they different in trying to explain to you what is makrihinna. Look here. One said accusation. So it is not really accusation, because what they heard, she actually did it, right? But the makr was in saying a statement that will reach her and will trigger her to respond. That is the makr. Do we understand that or not? Okay, so if I ask you, is makr a plan? Yes or no? Is makr in general, a plan? Yes or no? Okay, two of my sisters said no, three. Okay. Makr is not a plan. Is kaid a plan? Yes or no? Kaid is a plan. Which of them cause harm? Is it the makr or is it the kaid? Like the person intending the harm. The makr could cause the harm too, but this is not the intention of the makr or the one who's makr. Kaid, the person intending to harm the victim or the person who they're making the kaid for. But the makr, they're being sneaky, they're being cheeky, they're trying to get more information, they're trying to have a show of what they heard. Okay, so kaid usually has an intention of harming the person. Makr most of the time doesn't have harm. It could lead to harm, but it's not essentially intended. It could be teaseful. It could be, for example, is makara, is makar. Yes, makar is from this word. One in Arabic culture, I don't know how other cultures see the fox, for example, the animal. We usually attach makara to the fox. We say thalab makir. Why? Because it can do something to lead the victim somewhere, or to lead the animal that want to prey somewhere. Or okay, so makr is for that sneaking, unclear behavior that lead to something. Kada is more plotting, planning. Okay, so when she heard their makr, so how you explain makr? You say something. It could be a statement. It could be a look. Sometimes when you tell someone something and they look at you like they didn't believe, they didn't even have to say anything, but that's makr. They want you to prove it without actually telling you, prove it. So you can explain makr as something, any action or a statement or a question that lead the person to give more information, to show proof, to do something to prove to prove their point. Okay, so when she heard their makr, she started doing what their makr was for, but as well she did makr too. And you see that as the story goes. So she did what they were expecting. أرسلت إليهن. So what does أرسلت إليهن mean, if you know? She sent to them. أحسنت. She sent to them, which means she didn't communicate directly. It was a time, no phones, no text messages. So she had to send maybe a servant, someone to let them know something, a message. So here, although it didn't say what is the content of that message that she sent, but as you read more, you understand what did she send them to do. So أرسلت إليهن, she sent to them. Okay, and then وأعتدت لهن متكئا. So now we understand why she sent. Let's look at it little by little. وأعتدت وأعتدت لهن متكئا. How do we understand أعتدت and okay. Like when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَأَعْتَدْنَا, prepared. Okay. And she prepared. So now she is doing her side, أعوذ بالله, of answering the makr with أعوذ بالله, more makr. Their makr was a word or a statement. That the statement they said, her makr now can, by the way, can grow to be a kaid. I don't think she meant to harm them, but it was a makr more than what she did, because her makr had action on it, and her action caused, as you're going to see, physical harm to them. So what she did can grow to be judged or called kaid. What she did back, or to respond to them. Okay, so she prepared for them متكئا. متكئا. What is متكئا? اتكأ in Arabic is to sit relaxed, inclined or reclined, like maybe with your head laying on your palm, relaxed. So muttaka is a place that allow you to be comfortable. So muttaka, you can think of it as a comfortable place, a comfortable sitting or seating area, cushions and light, like it's a comfortable for them to get comfortable, and that is part of the. Now this is, as I said, it can grow to be called a kaid because it's plotting. It's not only a response or a reaction. She's taking steps to lead to something. So she started by sending to them. After that, she prepared for them a muttaka. How can we explain muttaka? A comfortable place to sit, seating place, a place for them to be relaxed. Okay. And then muttaka is not made them relax. It's a place that allow them to be relaxed and comfortable. So muttaka is a place. Muttaka is a place. So when you explain muttaka, please try to include place, so comfortable place, so they can relax. Okay, she didn't stop at that. So that's the second thing she did. So you see, this is not only a makr. You can see how the difference when the kaid takes place and when the makr takes place. So number one, arsalat. Number two, a'tadat. Number three. And that number three can make us think it was a kaid because it caused harm. So وآتت كل واحدة منهن سكينا. So let's start with وآتت. What does وآتت mean? وآتت, and she gave. How do you know she gave, not came? If the hamza is before the alif, that means to give. Let me show you something. So the verb ata alone, the hamza is on top of the alif. I know this is something a little bit challenging for not non-Arabic speaker to understand, because you think the hamza on the alif, you call all this alif. No, hamza is separate from the alif. Hamza is something and alif is something else. So if the hamza is on top of the alif in the verb ata, that means came. If the verb ata, same, like this, same writing with the hamza on the top, but there is somehow a preposition be coming after, that doesn't mean to come, it means to bring. But if the verb started with hamza followed by the alif, ata, that means gave. So you see how it looked to you, or it sounds to you same, but it's actually different. So if you find ata alone without any be after, any preposition be after, that means to come or came. Ata, but there is a be after, then it means to bring. Ata, that means to give. So she gave. آتت كل واحدة. How do we understand كل واحدة? كل is each. أحسنتي. واحدة one, but it's feminine because we're talking about ladies. واحدة. منهن from them, but again you find the pronoun to suit the ladies because we're talking only about ladies. So she gave each one of them or from them سكينا. سكينا. سكين with a kasra under the scene like this. Some books that they and I've looked at them that they made for learning Arabic, they include, I don't know why, they include the fatha on top of the scene. Arabs usually say sikin with the kasra, like you see here, under the scene, not with the fatha. So a knife. So that's the third part of that, as we can see, plot or plan. It does look like there is a harm. So that's why it can lead us to think that can actually grow to be kaid, not only a response for what they wanted to see. Okay, وآتت كل واحدة منهن سكينا. Then fourth step, وقالت أخرج عليهن. وقالت, and she said. That's the fourth part of the plan. And this is not the end of the plan, there's more. So أخرج عليهن, she said. أخرج is what? أخرج. Enter means أدخل, or from دخل, my sister. Exit, أحسنتي, from خرج. But this is not خرج or دخل, this is خرج على. You see how the prepositions after the verb can change completely the meaning of the verb. So try to pay attention when you're reading to the next. What is coming after the verb? خرج alone means to go out, correct? But when you see على, that means خرج, which is to go out on or to someone. So as if someone is going to come, right? But it is meaning to come out of some place, but they're going to see someone in that other place. So you can say دخل. No, I tell you, it's خرج على. خرج على. أخرج عليهن. The عليهن part is the preposition part. But there's something else you have to notice when you're reading slowly. You have to notice أخرج. So when you're explaining to me, you're saying exit, come out, you didn't mention something essential in that verb. Okay, it is an order, but there's another thing essential in that verb, important. You see how you're explaining it in English? In English, it doesn't show that thing that is essential that I'm referring to. Exit, enter, get out. It is an order. What is it that we need to know about أخرج compared to what happened before in the same verse? You cannot see it. Why? And we talked about this before, because you're remembering the translation. I want you to look at the word in Arabic and to try to observe it. There's something there. I'll give you a second. If you don't find it, I will share, inshallah. But أخرج, what is there in أخرج? It's an order to a man. All the flow is about women. There isn't here any indication that he is around to start with. It's all about her and about what she prepared for them. She gave them. She said, there is no, There isn't any indication that Yusuf alayhi salam is around. The word Yusuf, until now, his name is not mentioned. How do you know that he is involved once the order was to a one man? Because that is the man or the boy that they're speaking about. So, ukhruj, it's an order to a man or to a boy. Ukhruj. What if it was for a lady? In English, you will say it exactly the same. But in Arabic, it will be what? If the ukhruj was an order for a lady, how would it sound like? How would it sound like? It's not with the kasra, it's with the ya, ukhruji. So if the flow was about a woman or another lady that she's talking to, it will be ukhruji. But in English, how are you going to read it? As the same, come out, come upon them, something like that. It will be exactly the same. That's why I want you to observe the word in Arabic. So ukhruj is now speaking to Yusuf alayhi salam, although we cannot see him mentioned at all from the beginning of the verse. Alayhinna, upon them. So come, go out upon them, or between brackets to them, like where they are sitting, to the muttaka where they are sitting. Okay, so may Allah guide you, my sisters, and make it easier for you. I hope it's clear. We're going to stop here, and I already went over the time. Jazakallah khairan for following and for participating. اللهم إنا نسألك الجنة وما قرب إليها من قول وعمل ونعوذ بك من النار وما قرب إليها من قول وعمل. اللهم فك أسر المأسورين وفرج هم المهمومين ونفس كرب المكروبين واقض الدين عن المدينين واشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. اللهم أطعم جائعهم وأغني فقيرهم واكس عاريهم وتقبلهم يا رب العالمين وارزقهم الصبر والنصر والثبات. اللهم ارزقهم الصبر والفرج واليسر. اللهم آمين. I'm reminding you the hadith I mentioned to you in the beginning of the class when the Prophet ﷺ was giving wasiyah to a Sahabi, and he told him, وَعْلَمْ أَنَّ النصر مع الصبر وأن الفرج مع الكرب وأن مع العسر يسرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.